Welcome back, you guys. We have made it to episode 8, and today's topic is going to be a tough one. We're going to look at how to respond to a bad review. Now, do you remember the feeling you felt the first time you opened your browser and noticed a bad review? It can feel like the world is crashing down around you, especially if you tend to internalize these kinds of things, which I am totally guilty of doing from time to time. A bad review can feel catastrophic in the moment, but I'm here to say, Chicken Little, the sky is not falling. There are steps you can take to minimize the damage from a bad review, and today we're going to discuss that. However, before we dive into this week's topic, I'd like to introduce myself. Hi, my name's Mary and I'm the stylist consultant. I'm a business development educator with a focus on critical thinking and interpersonal communication. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome, and don't forget to click the subscribe button on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. I'll be bringing you new educational content each week detailing out tough, real-life situations that we as hairstylists see on occasion and ask, what would you do? I'll then discuss how we can use our communication and critical thinking skills to maximize the odds of the best possible outcome while minimizing future frustrations. I want to help you bulletproof your business so you can stress less and get back to what you love doing, bringing your art to the world one head of hair at a time. So let's get started. First off, let's take the stigma away from getting a bad review. We all get them, and it could be for a myriad of reasons. Maybe something unforeseen happened. Maybe there was a communication breakdown. Maybe the client felt that you as a stylist overpromised and underdelivered. Maybe you performed the service perfectly and their bestie said something, causing a wave of self-judgment to wash over them. Or maybe they have something hard going on in their life right now, and writing a bad review gave them a sense of control. The point is, we have no way of predicting these things, and bad reviews can happen even to the very best stylists. We have no control over other people's actions, but we do have control over our actions and how we respond to the situation. Second, bad reviews are not the end of the world, nor are they the end of your career. And that's because potential customers will generally consider how businesses handled negative feedback when making their choice as to whether to book an appointment or not. And by responding professionally and addressing the concerns raised, you can minimize the impact of the negative review and show that you're committed to providing excellent service and a good experience for everyone. Handling a bad review as a hairstylist can be challenging, but it's crucial to approach the situation with professionalism and care. If you find yourself in a situation where you're dealing with something like this, I want to tell you now that everything is going to be okay. And I want to help. So here's a step-by-step guide on how to manage a bad review effectively. Now, before you even start writing your response, I want you to do a couple of things. And the first thing is going to be take the time to process. So at the beginning of the video, I asked you how you felt the first time you got a bad review. Likely it wasn't awesome, and I'm here to tell you that that's completely normal. If you need to do so, take a little time to acknowledge your feelings. Allow yourself to process the bad review. It's okay to feel upset or even defensive initially because you're a person and you have feelings. But once you've had enough time to process, it's going to be important to take a moment, breathe, and calm your emotions down. Remember that if we respond too emotionally, it can come across as argumentative, defensive, and potentially unprofessional. And in an industry where reviews are so crucial for building initial trust with clients, we want to be sure that we're doing all we can for damage control. The second thing is going to be that you're going to want to evaluate the review objectively. So read the review carefully and as objectively as you can, as if you were a third party uninvolved in the situation. What did you think? Likely, this is what your potential clients will think and feel as well. Now, this can be hard because as stylists, we want to provide the best experience possible for our guests. Sometimes we deliver 110% and a client is unhappy for reasons beyond our control. Maybe they had a change of heart. Maybe a comment from a friend made them second guess the work. Maybe their spouse said something and now they feel self-conscious, or maybe they're just unhappy with themselves and are dissatisfied because a hair appointment didn't magically change that. Sometimes, however, as stylists, we drop the ball and underdeliver, or we make a mistake, or we just have an off day. I've personally had plenty of those, and if you have, you're definitely not alone. But if it ended in a bad review, you're going to want to do two things. And one is look at your part in the review, and the second is objectively think of what you can or could have done differently to get a more favorable outcome. Taking responsibility for our role in a bad review can be really hard, but ultimately it's important for our growth. The third thing is you're going to want to respond promptly. So it's okay if you need some time to process so you avoid an impulsive response, but ultimately you're going to want to respond to that review and not just leave it blank. It's important to address the client's concerns in a timely manner because potential customers often consider how businesses handle negative feedback. However, don't rush your response. Take the time to craft a professional reply. An ideal time frame for this is going to be about 24 to 72 hours. Now, when actually writing out your response, you're going to want to take a few steps to ensure a professional response. The first thing, you're going to want to do your best to respond to the review in a professional and a polite tone. Avoid getting defensive or engaging in an argument. Your goal is to show your commitment to customer satisfaction and provide a resolution if possible. Remember, while it may feel good to say something snarky now, potential clients will be seeing this too, and you have to remember that your tone and your professionalism in handling a tough situation like this may be the deciding factor in whether or not they book you. The next thing you're going to want to do is address your client's concerns. So acknowledge the client's concerns specifically and directly. Apologize if necessary and show empathy towards their experience. You're also going to want to offer a resolution if possible. So if there is an easy way to correct things, like if you had a situation where you made an error or if you overpromised and underdelivered, offer a solution or a way to rectify the situation. This could include inviting them back for a complimentary adjustment or a one-time promotional offer. Make it clear that you're willing to make things right and want to find a resolution. And then when writing your response, you're going to want to keep it short and to the point. So avoid going into excessive detail or rehashing the entire situation publicly. Pinpoint the key points raised in the reviews and address them using supporting facts. My best advice is always to take out overly emotional statements like "I feel" and keep it to the facts. And lastly, you're going to want to encourage private communication if possible. So encourage the client to reach out to you privately to discuss their concerns further. Sometimes diving deeper and having direct communication can help resolve the issue right there. You're going to provide your contact information or ask them to contact you directly. This shows the client that you are committed to resolving the issue in a more personalized manner. So now that we've responded to the reviews, there's a few more things that we want to check off our list before moving forward. And the first thing that we're going to want to look at is how we can learn from the feedback. So while a bad review can feel really bad in the moment, here's the thing. You can use a bad review as an excuse to get down on yourself, or you can use it as a stepping stone for growth in an industry that you love. One bad review is not going to be the end of your business, and if you look at it as a growing opportunity, you can use your critical thinking skills to identify what went wrong specifically, address it, and then minimize the odds of having it happen again. The second thing you can do, ask your loyal clients for a good review. I know that logically we all know this deep down, but for every one unsatisfactory service, you likely have hundreds of great appointments under your belts where your clients left your chair feeling like $1 million. In times like this, go to these clients, your favorite clients, and let them know what happened and that a positive review would just mean the world to you and your growing business. Our good clients want to see us succeed. They want to see you succeed. They want to see you do well, and they want to support you when you need them. Chances are you've helped them feel good about themselves at some point in your business relationship. And that's a kind of magic that stays with people. I can almost guarantee that if you went to your favorite client right now and asked them to leave you a positive review, they wouldn't blink an eyelash. Also, another added benefit of that is that if you have a Google My Business page, more reviews will actually help you grow fairly quickly with your local audience. Hashtag pro tip. The next thing is you're going to want to check your confidence. So last week we went in depth about rebuilding confidence after making a mistake, and the same advice is going to apply here. Handling confidence after a bad review is crucial for hairstylists. To help rebuild your confidence, reflect on positive feedback, seek support from peers and mentors, and just learn from the experience. Focus on your business's strengths and take proactive action to address the feedback. And remember that negative reviews are a part of running a business. You can either let it get you down, or you can grow from the experience and come back stronger than ever. To give a real life example, here's a review I found where the client was not happy about the cancellation fee that was clearly stated on the provider's online presence and also in their booking site. The client canceled twice, and the first time they canceled last minute, the provider gave them one free get out of jail free card. And when she went to cancel again, she was charged. Here's the review and the business owner's response. Okay, so we can see here that the review says, buyer beware. Read extensive policies very, very carefully and thoughtfully. Otherwise, booking with this business can be very costly. And you can see that the owner of the business just replied, hello, April. Yes, ma'am, you're correct. They are. Nothing else. So what is your thought on this response? Personally, I thought it lacked any kind of empathy and had a tough or too bad, so sad kind of vibe to it, which to me as a potential client is very off-putting. It's lacking in professionalism and does not address the client concern in any way. And in this instance, both the reviewer and the owner come out looking less than stellar. Now, what do you think about this response? Hello, April. I completely understand your frustration, and I'm so sorry you were unhappy with my business policies. I take pride in the fact that I run a structured business and that all of my business policies were presented in a very clear manner at the time you booked your service. I also gave you one complimentary last-minute reschedule at your last appointment, at which time I reminded you of the cancellation policy and the late cancellation fee. Client satisfaction is so important to me, and while I'm sorry you were not satisfied, I do have to uphold my business policies in order to ensure the health and success of my business. If you'd like to discuss this matter further, you can reach me at 555-555-5555, and if not, I wish you nothing but the best in finding a new provider who can better meet your needs. Signed, Mary. So if you were a potential client and you saw two providers with a similar review like that one, who would you choose? The stylist with the snarky response or the stylist that took a moment to craft out a thoughtful and professional review? My guess is probably the second because it was polite, professional, diplomatic, and it allows potential new clients to see that the business owner is a true professional and handles themselves with integrity and grace. You guys, I really hope this information helped you today. And if you would like, I'm going to have a free downloadable PDF guide to handling a bad review on my blog. You can find the link down in the video description. All right, you guys, that's all I've got for this week. I'll be bringing you a new video each Monday. And the best way to stay up to date is to subscribe to the channel and then hop on over to my website, www.thestylistconsultant.com, to sign up for the free newsletter where I'm going to send out a written guide of this week's video. Don't worry, your privacy is very important to me, and I'm not going to give away your info. I just want to make learning as easy as possible. If you have a topic you'd like to hear covered, I would love to hear from you. Let me know down in the comments below. You can also find me on Instagram at The Stylist Consultant. Lastly, if you're a stylist who's feeling stuck and wants help reaching that next level, I'm available for one-on-one training. Besides being a fan of interpersonal communication and critical thinking skills, I also possess an expertise in branding, marketing, and cultivating a great and memorable guest experience. You can find out more about personal business development coaching and training on my website, www.thestylistconsultant.com/coaching. Once again, thank you for joining me today, and I will see you back here next Monday. All right, bye guys.